Hello guys, so welcome back to another video in the control statements or loops in R. So in the previous video we saw how we can started with the if statement and we did the if else statement. So in this video we're going to take a look at the other if else statement, and then we will look at the nested if else, and if time allows we'll go into the for loop. So let us proceed. So we discussed about this if else statement. So now I want us to look at the if else. This one, this is what I'm talking about. So how can we use this? So to use this, I'm just going to use the if else function, and then we want the same condition. This is our test condition. So if that condition is going to be true, then this if the first one is yes statement is going to be executed. So this is what we want. Just copy that. And else, if the condition is not true, this other one is going to be executed. Then we're going to say x is an odd number. So let us run our x, then we come down here. So as you can see, 2 is an even number. So this is what it has told. So these two are just they do the same thing. If we try and change it to 3, just come and run this, supposed to give us an odd number. If we try to change it into 15, it's supposed to also give us an odd number. So the next that's how you use this if else statement. The next thing we're going to look at is the nested if else statement. The nested if else statement. So let's say, for example, we have a given scenario whereby we have a range of values, and if a certain value falls in a given range, it's given a grade, and we can give the grades like A, B, C, D up to E. I'm going to make it up to E so that you can understand how this whole thing works. So for us to be able to achieve something like that, so let's say, for example, we have from number 1 up to 2 is going to be given a grade of A. Number 2 or number 3 up to 4, let's give it a grade of B. Number 5 up to 6, let's give it a grade of C. Number 7 up to 8, we give it a grade of D. Number 9 up to 10, we give it a grade of E. And then you are given a certain vector, like you are given, like we can just say let's say you are given like vec1. Let's just call this vec1, and then it has from numbers between 1 and 10, and then you are told to write a program that's so that when you are going to iterate through this vector, it's going to take all these numbers and it's going to give them it's going to return their respective grade. So how can you do that? So we are going to use the nested if else statement. We're going to use the nested if else statement. Okay, you can just leave it like that. So let's get started. So we start with if else. So our first condition, because this is our range 1 and 2 included, so we're going to say vec1 is greater than or equal to 1, and vec1 is less than or equal to 2. Now this, remember, 1 and 2 are inclusive in A, so that's why I'm using greater than or equal to, and because the condition has to match both. So if that one is going to be true, we are going to say we're going to return, we can say maybe you can say vec, you can print out vec1 Then here we can just come and say maybe it belongs to grade. I can just say it belongs to grade. Belongs to grade A because it's ranging between 1 and 2. So, and then from that point you're going to go to the next one, the next class, because this one is if this the range ranges between 1 and 2, the yes is only the yes that is going to be executed. So we're going to execute yes, all of them are going to be executed in the yes when the test, if this test is yes, then this part, the first part, is what is going to be executed. So we move to the second one. Of course you're going to consider the second range, so we can just to make things easier, you can just copy this one. Can just copy that one, you copy that one, and then you have to remember you need to add a bracket because we have not included it here. So if vec1 is less than or equal to 3, and then this is going to be inclusive on the between 3 and 4, then it belongs to grade B. That is the yes part. So we need to do that again. Yes, and then we go to the next one. You also copy paste that, you add another bracket so it doesn't bring an error, and then this is going to be between 5 and 6, between 5 and 6, and then we say vec1 belongs to grade C, and then you do that, you go to the next one, copy paste that. It's going to be between 7 and 8. It's going to be between 7 and 8, and then you say it belongs to grade D. Also do the same. We've not added a bracket here. Also do the same, and then it belongs to grade E, and then it's going to be between 9 and 10. Going to be between 9 and 10. So we have only taken care of the true case. So what if it returns a false case? What are we going to do? So in this case, in the last one, that's where we're going to include our false, that is our no. So that so it's going to do that, and then we say if it's the case of no, we're going to paste we're going to post this one. We're going to paste that this is an not that one. What if the grade that's going to be the value that's going to be assigned, that means it's going to, if the grade is that's going to be assigned here, it's not in any of those range, what are we going to return? So we're just going to say we can say like this number doesn't have it has no grade, does no grade assigned, then we can finish that. So let's run this, and as you can see, it has successfully graded. So let's go, let's just view them one by one. So we're running vec1, and then we run that, so you're going to see this. So of course all of them are going to be included here, that is all these numbers. So you can see that one is ranges between 1 and 2, so it belongs to grade A. So 1 and 2 belongs to grade A, 3 and 4 B, and 9 and 10 they belong to grade E. So we have successfully graded. So if you're given certain grades and you want to assign them the given they've given numbers, and then you're supposed to assign the grades. You can just make use of this nested if else statement. And what if we have a case that is not included? We can just say like vec1, we can assign it like a number 11. Remember, it's not included, so what is it going to return? It's supposed to say that okay, we got has no grade assigned. Yes, so vec1, so you see that 11 has no grade assigned because it is not in any of these in any of our range. Yeah, so guys, the next thing we can look up, before we wrap up this video, we can look at the, we can take a look at the for loop, and we're just going to print the even numbers, just printing the same thing using different of these loops so that you can try to understand how they work. So to use a for loop, we normally iterate using different variety of vectors. So we can just assign, let's say, our vec2, we can still give it a number 1 to 10. Let's just use the same one up to 10, so that this is our vec2, this is our vec2. So let's begin to use a for loop so that we can test to see where these numbers lie, are they even or odd. So we can just say for, then when you press for the snippet, you can say for I in vec2, of course that's the vector we are using. So it's going to iterate. So after iterating, what is it going to do? So it's going to look, we're going to use an if statement here. So if I, not vec2, if I, then the modulus is going to be equals to 0. What is it going to do? It's going to return this. We're going to print, and then we're going to paste I. Then since it's there, it has no remainder, that means it is a, so I is even, I is an even number. What if it is not? So we can just use an else statement here. But if it's not, we're going to use an else statement here. Then we can just copy this. You can just copy that, and then we paste it here. So to say is an odd number. So that means if this number is not an even number, it's automatically an odd number. So if this statement is true, this is going to be executed, and if it is false, it's going to be executed by the else statement. So let's run this. Let's see what's going to happen. What is the problem here? What's the problem here? Just a minute. I don't think there's a problem here. Just a minute. Let me see what's going on here. This is correct. Is equal to, oh sorry, this is supposed to be equals. Yeah, that way. So let's try running it again. Yeah, so it runs. So yeah, this is supposed to be, because when you use one equal sign, that means that is an assignment, but this is not an assignment operator. So as you can see, we know that 1 is an odd number, 2 is an even number, 3 is an odd number, 4 is an even, up to number 10 is an even number. So this is a way that you can also use to test whether if a number. So this is the for loop. So guys, thank you very much. In the next video, we're going to look at the nested loops, while loops, repeat and break statements. So if you're new here, don't remember to support my channel by liking, subscribing, and turn on the notifications So thank you guys and see you in the next video.